Hi guys, it's Chantel and welcome back to another monthly TBR. Now this is my third month choosing my TBR off of my cart and my Care Bear cards that I turned into different challenge cards. I decided to switch things up just a tad this month, and I'm not adding back in the cards from last month's books. So I think last month was a short month. No, that's not right. April is a short month. March was a long month, so I picked 5 prompts last month. And I decided to leave those ones out for this month. That way I'll just have a little bit more diversity, and because I already have so many cards, it's just easier to have a little less to pick from. Another thing I'm going to be changing up this month is I'm going to add in a library book card here as an option. Because our libraries are closed and I have a stack of books out from the library, I'm okay with reading one of the books off of the stack for that, so I'm going to add that one in. And then last month I talked about how I wanted my friend Holly from Lovely Day with Holly to pick a book for me, but I didn't know how to work that out, so we were kind of talking about it this month, and I just decided why not make a Holly pick like a monthly thing all the time. So she emailed me her pick for the month, and after I choose my other books, I will see what she emailed me. And then in addition to the books that I'm going to be choosing for here, I need to read a book for the Read Your Bookshelf challenge, and for April the challenge prompt is to read the book that has been on your shelf the longest, and for me that is, I think, almost definitely Great Expectations by Dickens. Now I'm going to leave it on the cart for now because depending what prompts come up, I might be able to work that in, because it's a big book, and because we less than a week ago added a 6-month-old into our family. I'm not sure how many books I'm going to get read in April. Normally I read 10 plus books a month, but I'm just kind of feeling there's not as much time as there normally is, so I'm not sure how many books I want to pick. So if I can somehow work that into here, that would be great. So yeah, let's just get started here. First I'm going to shuffle these cards up. Also because, life has just been a little busier, even though, we are social isolating and we're not really leaving the house. Home life is busier. I am probably going to see if I can kind of choose easier, quicker books to read this month, if the cards will allow it, I guess. Okay. Let's see here. I don't want to... let's kind of go for the middle here. And it is... oh, most anticipated. So this one did come up the first time I did this back in February. And so for me, generally I try to put the books that I'm most excited about on my top shelf here. And back when it came up last time, I had a very obvious pick. And I think I will actually pick this one. I've been wanting to read this one. This is Romanov. It is a historical fiction, but I think it's with fantasy elements. The author, Nadine Brandeis, wrote Fox, which also had a really gorgeous cover. And I loved that one, and I've been wanting to read this. When I've been staring at my cart, this is kind of the one that's been jumping out to me lately. So we will go with Romanov as book 1 as my most anticipated. And this one is decently short and should be an easy read, so that's a good start. Oh right, and so because April is less than 31 days, I'm doing 4 books from the cards, and then I'll also have to make sure the Read Your Bookshelf book is in there, plus Holly's book, plus I need to make sure I read a book that is over 500 pages. So we'll see if I can get it all done this month. Next one, let's try this. Oh, okay, a nonfiction. Maybe not like the most ideal for kind of like the mood that I'm in right now, but for nonfiction, kind of thinking maybe like Educated, or I have some more nonfiction back here. Oh, actually, ooh, crash. Actually, what I think I'm going to do for nonfiction is Born a Crime. This is a story about a man in South Africa who had one white parent and one black parent. And because my son is from South Africa, I really want to read this one, and I've heard so many good things about it. Plus, also short, like less than 300 pages. So that will work out really well. Completely two different books so far here, but I'm excited about both of these. Okay, I'll shuffle again. So I guess because these are both under 500 pages so far, that won't work for my tome of the month, but okay. Let's try this side again. Highest rated. Okay, so I've tried to do a good job with keeping these on Goodreads in a shelf of my TBR cart. So I'm gonna go onto the TBR cart shelf on my computer here and see which one has been highest rated on Goodreads. And apparently the internet is really slow. I think since people have been like self-isolating, more people are using the internet these days. And I feel like I can tell based on the speed of the internet. Okay, so the highest rated book that I have on my TBR cart is, I actually didn't expect this one, but it's one that I was really hoping to read soon anyway, and that is Thunderhead. It has an average rating of 4.5. So this one is a dystopian book. This is the second book in a series. Scythe was the first one, which I read in February, I think. And it's in a world where people can't die, but they have scythes who they have a quota of like how many people they need to kill each year, and that's really the only way you can die, is by being chosen by a scythe. And I've talked a lot about this series so far, even though I've only read book one, because I don't know what I think about it, and I want to finish the series before I can like really form my thoughts. So this one, is this one 500 pages? Oh, it's 504 pages. So this means this will be my tome of the month, because yeah, the less books I can like have on my TBR this month, the better, I think. That was a good one. Okay, so that's 3 books. So I have one more from the cards. Oh man, see if I can get Great Expectations in here. Let's go with this one. Middle grade. Normally I'd be really excited for middle grade to come up, but because we just finished middle grade March, I'm kind of like middle graded out. So let's see here. I guess you can't see my, there we go, like that. This is my middle grade shelf down here. And I might like kind of cheat and go for a short one. This isn't actually that short, but I really like Sharon Creech's writing. So I think this will be my middle grade choice for this prompt. Okay, so Walk 2 Moons. So these are my 4 cards. Walk 2 Moons, Thunderhead, which is also a tome, Born a Crime, and Romanov, which also means that Great Expectations didn't make it into the cards. So I have to read this one yet. And this is the Dickens that I'm most excited about. I've read a few of his. Oliver Twist. A Tale of Two Cities was so terrible, which has made me a little worried about this book. And then I've also read A Christmas Carol. But I do feel like the kind of like the little bit of the plot that I do know about Great Expectations is much better than A Tale of Two Cities. And it's only like 450 pages, so it's not like huge compared to some of his other books. I have David Copperfield on my shelf, which is another one of his, and like that's a beast. So I'm glad I'm not reading that one. Okay, so so far that's 5 books on my stack. And then Holly was going to email me a book, or I have the email from her. I have to read it yet. And she was going to do a book that is not on my TBR list. So it's one that I won't own. Hopefully she found one that I can either borrow from her or from the library online or something, because I'm not sure how else I'm going to be reading it. But I will check my email here. Okay, so the book that she chose for me, oh, interesting. It's called Coral by Sarah Ella. And the little subtitle here is There is More Than One Way to Drown. And the book description, I'm just going to read like, I don't know, like 4 sentences or something, because I don't like to know too much. It says, there is more than one way to drown. Coral has always been different, standing out from her mermaid sisters in a society where blending in is key. Worse yet, she fears she's been afflicted with a dreaded disease, said to be carried by humans. Emotions. Can she face the darkness long enough to surface in the light? Okay, that's all I'm going to read. Very interesting. I've never heard of this book. I don't know if Holly has read it before, and I don't know if my library has it, so I will try to figure that out. But overall, this is like a fairly diverse reading month, I feel like. I'm not really dreading anything other than Great Expectations a little bit, and they're all shorter books, so this should make my, ability to hit my target a little bit easier. If you have any recommendations of books that I should add to my TBR cart, or ones that you really enjoy that you think I might enjoy, or something like that, I would just always like you to leave a comment, because I've been buying a few books off of Book Outlet lately, because you don't want to run out of books in a time like this. So I hope you guys all have a great reading month.